When most people think of a gaming convention, they picture video games, and PAX certainly has those covered. Eric and I spent some time checking out video games, and there were certainly a lot to enjoy, but we can play video games on our own. We're at a convention, we want to be social, and that's why we spent most of our time in Tabletop Land.
Checkmate! Only chess pieces allowed in chessboard land?
No, not that kind of Tabletop Land. This was a huge room dedicated to board, card, pen and paper, and any other type of tabletop games. Between official demos set up by the publishing companies and an extensive and diverse library of games to borrow, it's almost impossible not to find something fun in Tabletop Land.
It is a failed attempt to start a penal colony in hell.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So this is the Redeemer. He is the awesome priest who has been leading the attempt. For this mission, he is busy. He is busy conducting a ritual here. These dudes are his various condemned warriors who will be defending him from the onslaught of many, many terrible creatures.
So is this, it's one person versus one person and it's like game versus player, or is it?
It is demon player versus human player.
Okay.
Right? You roll 4 dice and assign them in the little box here.
Oh, okay.
And those will tell you what that warrior's stat line is for that turn.
Oh, okay. And is one the highest? Is one the highest, or they're mixed?
They're mixed.
Oh, they're mixed.
So typically low numbers mean more attack, less defense.
Okay, well, apparently we're playing a very defense-heavy game.
That is good. First turn, when I don't have anyone on the board and you can't attack anyway, high defense is good.
Oh, is this per turn?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Every turn. Which comes up, as you'll see.
You pay $1. If you win, you get a pack. If you lose, you get the $1 back.
Okay.
The ways you win is win in banana, so you have a 66% chance of winning
And I get the $1 back.
if you lose. How awesome is that? And here's a better thing. Some of these packs actually have a special in there. That cake would be the alternate card.
Okay, there you go.
All right, ready?
Ready.
I used to be faster. I'm on dice, so they make me slower. Hold on. Here you go. You win! Grab one.
Just one.
One.
There you go.
Every player is representing a syndicate of some sort in the 1920s. Each one of you starts off with 3 ships and 7 gold. If you're the first person at a port, you place your ship and at least 1 gold coin to bid on the port and the goods that are there. If somebody is already there, you must actually raise the bid. You must raise the bid at least 1 more than what's already there. You have ships that can go over here to the casino, and the casino will give you 2 gold coins each turn for each ship that you place in there. So it's not exactly a great casino because it gives money all the time, but you know what? That's yeah. Over here is the black market. The black market will either give you 1 random draw from the bag, and you'll take 1 random good for each ship that you have in there, or what you can do is you can actually trade a good that you have in your warehouse with one of the other goods that are there.
Who was the victor here? We'll be back. I was. But the real victor was friendship.
My first game came out in August 2000. That was a collectible card game called Shadow Fist. That one was actually, I was a big fan of the game. The company had it before, went out of business, but I love the game so much I wanted to bring it back, and that's why I started Z-Man Games. I guess you can say I'm the ultimate fan of that game, or of a game that I wanted to bring it back so bad. I started this company.
I'm Jason from GameRight. I teach you how to play Forbidden Island. You are going to try to reach the island, capture these 4 treasures, get to your helipad, Fool's Landing, and lift off before the island swallows you into the abyss. So you either do that and you win, or the island beats you and you lose. So this is called the flood deck. The flood deck gets turned over 6 times, and for every card that gets turned over, you find the matching location on the island, you flood that. So Misty Marsh gets flooded, that's the flooded side of it. So each of you is going to play an adventure, so pick your adventure card. Okay, and you're going to take your matching color pawn, and you're going to place it on the starting location for your character. So you, navigator, you're going to start over here. Each of you starts off with 2 treasure tiles. This is the treasure deck. The red deck here, it's going to go over here, but you each start off with 2. And being that this is a cooperative game, it's open information. There's no hidden cards in the game. Everybody gets to see what each other has. In order to get a treasure, you need to get 4 of a kind of a particular card, then get to the matching location on the island and capture that treasure. So you yourself have to have 4 of a kind, your pawn needs to be on that location, then you claim that treasure. You need to do it 3 more times, then you both need to rush to Fool's Landing, and one of you has to play a helicopter card, which hasn't come out yet, to lift your team off for the win. On your order of turns, it says first take up the 3 actions. Your actions are listed below. Actions can be move, which means moving orthogonally 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, like that. Second action is you may shore up a flooded tile that's adjacent to you. So if you're on it, you may on it or next to it, you may flood it just like that. Third thing is to give a treasure card. If both of you guys are on the same tile, you may pass a treasure card to your teammate because obviously one of you is going to want to have 4 of a kind to be able to get that treasure to win that tile. And then the last is to capture treasure. Again, 4 of a kind on the tile. Discard that 4 to the discard pile to claim it to win the game. Every turn you draw 2 treasure cards, and then you're going to draw flood cards equal to the current flood meter. Being that you guys are experienced gamers, I'm going to start you off at the elite level. Okay? I won't tempt you with legendary, but you know, maybe we'll see how you play on elite, and if you want to come back and try to get legendary if you beat elite. Who feels confident enough to go first?
I'll go first.
Nice, go for it.
Get more cards and have fun. You can always, if it's advantageous, you can play it. So that's going to be not matters. You can just get 2. Correct, played any time. So you're on Bronze Gate.
You got the Nasty Waters Rise card, which means that when a Waters Rise happens, you have to follow the instructions. It says move the water level up 1 tick mark, shuffle the flood discard pile, place it right back onto the flood draw pile,
and one of your chalice goals,
and then discard this to the treasure discard pile, like right here.
Now we could always.
And so this means that now what we're drawing
is what you've already.
So it can sync now.
Yep. So now you draw 1 card, reveal it, or draw. Breaker's Bridge is there, so both that and the magic card are out of the game for the rest of the game.
We keep getting water rise cards.
Not fair.
Nothing. This game is conspiring against us.
This game is a lot more tactile than Pandemic. Just because you see everything disappearing.
Right.
Pandemic, the board never changes.
Right.
The diseases grow, but it doesn't feel.
Yeah, we told this is sort of like a leaner, meaner version of Pandemic because it kind of gives you that visceral feeling of
losing the game. Fool's Landing tile sinks.
You guys are done already. Come on.
You lost.
Fool's Landing sucked.
We had so close. Well, we got
These guys were like 1 move away. I mean, it was either win or lose.
Yeah. It all came down to 1 card, and we got the wrong one.
We're playing Blokus, which is one of Eric and my favorite games of all time. We all played it on his phone the other day, but nothing beats the feel of the plastic. It's not real Blokus unless it's tactile.
I live and die by the plastic. Absolutely.
You get dealt characters, and then you get dealt roles secretly, except for the sheriff. There's sheriff, deputy, outlaws, and a renegade.
So it's like Mafia on steroids?
Yeah, with cards. And so then you've got weapons that have range. You've got items like hats and barrels.
Matters, right? You can shoot the people next to you initially, or not. I can hit these 2, but not
without like a real weapon. And then there's crazy shit that happens, like Fistful of Cards, where everybody just shoots themselves in the face, and if you can't get out of the way in time, you die. The game made sense up until I drew that card, and then I hated life.
It does feel a lot like Mafia. And the sheriff has a deputy who, if the sheriff doesn't know who the deputy is,
and the deputy doesn't want to expose himself, or the outlaws cut him down. Yeah.
Like the doctor.
Pretty much.
That's really cool. So this is Lost Cities. It's a game that I heard was highly recommended by the internet as a 2-player game. And so Doggins and I gave it a shot, and well, it was really enjoyable. The premise is that
we both sucked at it.
It was terrible. Dave destroyed me because he actually got positive points. I ended with a whopping negative 17. But the point is that you're starting up to 5 different expeditions, and you have to make back the cost of your expedition, or else you go negative, which I did. So we're going to give it a second shot. See how well shuffled those were. Not well shuffled.
During our journey in Tabletop Land, 2 things really stood out to me. One, most of the smaller game developers credit the game's creator on the box like an author or artist. Because, let's face it, these games are works of art. Most of these games have creative and original rules and gameplay styles that go far beyond roll the dice, move your mice. These creative geniuses deserve the credit they're getting here. And second, Tabletop Land is where the spirit of PAX shines through most clearly. If you'll allow me to go all poetic hippie for a second, here are people coming together from all over, with different histories, worldviews, and levels of comfort in social interaction, and yet their common love of gaming brings them together so the differences don't matter. It wasn't uncommon for a complete stranger to sit down at a table and join a game. I saw no hostility, no resentment, just people coming together and having fun, and it was a beautiful sight. Next time I'm at PAX, if you want to find me, just look around Tabletop Land. You still might not find me because Tabletop Land is pretty crowded, but it's a good place to start.